Good morning. It is Friday, October 18th, so we are 2 days away from our 1-year wedding anniversary. There's my sugar lips right there. So we're going to start this part 2 video for y'all. And again, I mean, all this is still hard for me to kind of relive it, rethink it, remember all the dates and stuff that happened. So again, I do apologize if I get a little emotional. I try to hold myself together, but it's just, we're human, so it just happens. I don't want to get upset, but we're actually on our way to Albuquerque as we're doing this video, so we can go and reflect at Presbyterian. Babe's pretty excited about it. He did not get to meet a lot of the staff and doctors that literally saved his life by God's hands. God put his hands over these doctors and staff and saved him. So we want to go back and reflect and say thank you to all of them. Actually made a few friends, which was crazy there, and I still get to chat. But on part 2's video, we went to UMC 2 different times. The first one, we got home from New Mexico December 17th, and Jordan woke, so we're home 7 days, and Jordan woke up December 23rd, not feeling good and very nauseous, fevers. So I called my mother-in-law over, Jamie, and said, what do we need to do? Checked his blood pressure and stuff, so we decided to take him in. He's so handsome, I just love him. So we decided to take him in, and we got admitted. So we were there a month and a half. He had numerous clean outs by Dr. McCarthy, which is his GI doctor. And there's a picture of him and his nurse, Amy. Great people. Dr. McCarthy is a hoot. I mean, he's hilarious. But numerous clean outs by him. We got home January 17th, and everything was doing great. Babe was doing tremendously well, gaining weight slowly, kind of moving around. We did get home, not just from Albuquerque on a walker, still learning the physical therapy part, walking and stuff, but we also, hey, sorry, there was highway patrols and Babe was going a little fast, but and we did get stopped. So we, like I was saying, we did get home on a walker from New Mexico because Babe was still learning how to walk and gain his strength and stuff like that. And how did that make you feel, Babe?
It was pretty rough, all the, you mean the physical therapy?
Getting home on the walker and stuff.
The walker. Yeah, the walker was something I wanted to get away from as soon as I could. So I busted my ass to try to walk. Like, I made goals. I wouldn't like being at the house when I got home from the hospital. It felt like a cold, empty house for some reason. And also, I always wanted to be over at Mom's with Patsy while they were working. So I would make goals every day. At first, they would drive me over there, and I'd walk on the walker, and then I'd walk on the walker at the house, and then I would say, okay, well, I'm going to walk with the walker across the street today, and I started doing that. And then one day I just showed up without the walker, completely out of breath and about to pass out, but I made it.
It scared the living crap out of me. Me and Jamie were in the office working, and then all of a sudden we hear the dogs going crazy, and we see this guy at the door, and it took me a minute, so I was like, oh my God, who is it? And I was like, oh, it's Jordan. We ran to the door, and he did it. He set that goal, and he did it. So, like I said, we pushed goals. Me and Babe set goals, and he set goals for himself, which that's what got us through a lot of this journey, is just setting goals and pushing each other as hard as we can. So we were home 17 days after January the 17th, and like I said, he was building his strength, getting around. He took his first shower at his mom's to be around because he still needed help doing that, showering and getting dressed, putting his clothes and stuff on.
And they had a brand new huge shower built, so I could stand up in there. I couldn't sit down at the time. I was skin and bones pretty much. So.
How did it feel after that first shower?
I don't. It's weird to describe. I lost a lot of hair So that was tough to deal with, but Patsy kept insisting that it would grow back. So I believed her, and it did grow back.
I mean, look at this luscious hair. Look at that.
It's all back now. So.
It is, and I did tell him when we were in Albuquerque, when we were here at UMC, if his hair got so bad where he was losing it from all the medication, all the procedures, and just laying in bed for so many months, I would have shaved his head. I would have got somebody to shave his head for me. I have numerous friends that are hairdressers, have family that are hairdressers, and get this, I would have shaved all of this off for him so we could grow it together. And I wouldn't have cared. I really just wouldn't care. Hair is just, it would grow back, you know. And if it didn't grow all back, well, hey, there's hats. There are tons of hats, and I would have done it for him. So going forward on February the 13th, let me catch myself. I'm sorry. Babe woke up spitting blood at home. And it was probably the scariest thing I ever imagined to see in your own home. Like, and he was laying in bed. Sorry, y'all. Do you want to talk for a little bit, babe?
Yes. That morning, I had got up earlier and felt kind of bad and got kind of sick, and went back to sleep. Thought nothing of it, and woke up a little later thinking I was just like burping or something. Had no idea what was happening is I was just coughing up blood. And thank God that Patsy, you know, realized what was going on and immediately addressed the situation, got the EMS going, got Eli up, and we got all that going, and we got to the hospital. But I'm sure it was scary looking. I don't know, because I was, you know, passing out, so she was trying to smack me around to keep me awake, you know. And I was butt naked that night.
Yes, when he okay, sorry y'all, when he doesn't feel good from his stomach, he feels better when he's nude, and that's totally fine. We're in our own home. So I did have to call his parents over, and like Jordan said, he was just, I mean, it was just oozing out of his mouth, and I just grabbed him from the middle of his shirt, yanked him up, popped him, and like he said, I didn't smack him like wham, I mean, but I popped him pretty good 3 times, because he was going unconscious. He was very clammy. He was as white as a ghost. And I was just not gonna let this happen to us again. God brought us very far, and we're still gonna keep fighting, you know. So like he said, I don't know what kicked in, the mother instinct, I don't know. I mean, I was able to scream for Eli, get him to call EMS. I was able to get Jordan's parents from across the street over. We teamed up as a family and got him dressed, got the paramedics there, got him in a vehicle. Eli already had our vehicles turned on. My mother-in-law was able to run across the street, close the office down. We met up there. By the time we got up to the hospital, by the grace of God, Jordan was doing great. He was sitting up. He was very exhausted, of course, but chatting, talking, and we knew we were going to get admitted again. So we were like, you know, let's just buckle down. Let's just get this part over with again. Let's just do this. February 14th, they did want to go in and coil the varicose vein that had ruptured in his stomach. They did not know, like I said, Jordan has always been a big question mark through all this, so they did not know what could happen next, what the process was, but they did figure out the reason that it had ruptured. All the swelling that his stomach did, it was like all his veins were like rubber bands. They were stretched so many times, multiple times. And like I said, it's a learning process through all of this. So they coiled that, Dr. McCarthy, in the process of... Dr.
Blevins.
No, Dr. McCarthy coiled, sorry y'all. Dr. McCarthy coiled the first vein in the endoscope floor on 4th floor at UMC. In the recovery room, they told me everything looked great. Go ahead and go back to his room. We'll have him up there. We're just kind of getting him going. Cool. So, typical process, went back up to his room. I was sitting there getting things ready, had texted his mom and let them know that, hey, everything's good. He's on his way back. I'll let you know how things are going once they get back up here. The nurse walked in and shut the door, and I knew that was not going to be good for the reason when a staff member comes in and shuts the door, it's usually not good information. So I was like, all right, what the hell's going on? They started telling me what was going on. In the process of Jordan leaving the recovery room and coming back to his room, which we were still in medical ICU. We never really got stabled on a regular floor other than maybe like a week at that. So we were surgical, medical, critical, intermediate ICUs. So all the ICUs you could think of, that's where we were at. And I just kind of blocked it all out and ran down the hall. And as soon as he turned that corner, I was numerous doctors. I can't even tell you. I want to say 8 or 9 doctors were around him. And now when I say doctors, I'm talking head top doctors, not just the staff. I mean, it was charge nurses, directors, head knock doctors, head surgeons, chief surgeons. With that, Jordan's still completely intubated. He is pouring out blood. They're telling me we got to go back to the room. We got to figure this out. It was like somebody had turned on a faucet and it was just pouring out blood. He lost 18 pints of blood. That is considered one person plus another half of a person. I did stand there through the whole time. He's still there. He'll chat here in a sec. Like I said, he was under, so he doesn't know a lot of this. I was standing next to him the whole time. I held his hand the whole time. I was very angry because I didn't understand how can we go through so much and we're still having to go again through so much. Like, how much can my heart and body take? And some people might get this. It might blow some people's minds. Some people might not understand it. But for a quick second, everything around me was completely quiet. And it was like a little voice, or I don't know, something was like, he has to be cleansed and replenished for us to keep moving forward on this journey. And I took a deep breath. I felt the power of strength, and all of a sudden everything was back to normal. I could hear the doctors, I could hear everything, and I moved forward. I was still able to text and call Jordan's mom and sister. Holly does work at UMC in a different department, so I was able to get her up there immediately. And thank you, Holly, so much for being there. You were like the light when I saw you. Like I said, I'm so sorry. I just had to catch myself. So we got him down to IR, and what was this IR, Dr. Bebb?
Dr. Blevins.
I never could remember his name. Was able to coil his main artery through that was connected to his spleen is what had ruptured and bled him to death, or not to death, but bled him out. Sorry, bled him out. And they coiled that, and he said everything looked good on his part. That it was up to him and his body to pass all this. And when I mean pass, and I know this is gonna sound gross, he had to poop it. And it was the most horrible smell I have ever smelt in my whole entire life. It smelled.
But it happened immediately. My body kicked in and started wanting to live. So again, we cheated death by the grace of God. He just, like Patsy said, and that's the way I took it. Whenever I realized what had happened, is that their blood had to be shed for my sins to be forgiven. And that's how I feel. God knows how damn stubborn I am, and He knew it would take this to cure me of my disease, which was alcoholism. And by washing the blood, that was my covenant with God, cleansing me of all the sin and the disease, and starting fresh with the blood of so many other people, because it's not like I got 1 or 2 units of blood. I think put
18 total
units of blood. So it's several people, and it's amazing to me that the blood that flows in me now is you know, it's God's creation. It's everyone, and it's empowering. That I know that God washed me clean of my sins, and I'm at peace now. I'm fearless. I'm happy. I know that there's another side, and we're on the path to helping other people get there.
Yep. So thank everybody that donates blood, because without y'all,
Right.
Babe probably couldn't have gotten that much blood for himself. Like,
Hey, positive homies out there, what up?
yes, that's something I had to learn to keep in my memory. And I had to learn all this medical stuff. It wasn't just being there and supporting Babe. I mean, I literally had to learn the medical language, the medical terms, what was going on, their schedule, because a doctor's schedule is literally their schedule. If they say the procedure is going to be between 2 and 3, don't count on it to be between 2 and 3. It can be between 2 and the next morning, 8 a.m. So that was another thing that was so hard for both me and Babe. I love to eat. I love food. Who doesn't know me, but does know me, I love to eat. He had so many times he was in PO, and that's nothing by mouth, that I would sit downstairs or I would sit in the cafeteria and eat, because it wasn't fair for him to see me eat food when he couldn't eat anything. I mean, I would have to swab his mouth with little swabs of water or give him chapstick for his mouth to stay moisturized. But yes, so we've fought that journey again, and like I said, by the grace of God, y'all's prayers and support, my family support, my friends support, we did it. And we got home March 17th, and from then on we have been home. We've had 2 other little small hiccups due to his sugar, so he is now type 1 diabetic, and we're kicking butt on that. Our food and cooking has been, it's so much fun. Like, I never thought learning how to cook healthy would be fun, and it is. Babe, how much fun.
Delicious, and it's a blast that we get to do that together, because we both enjoy cooking, so we get to spend that quality time together in the kitchen, which is awesome. And now that I'm sober, you know, I'm not missing out on all these fun things that, you know, life offers you. You know, when you're stuck in a garage drinking yourself to death, it's miserable, and you don't realize the beauty of life in a relationship. And I got away from her delicious eating addiction, but yes, it's yeah, the cooking is awesome.
Well, we don't want to keep blabbing. I just want to thank everybody again. Thanks for watching. Please continue to share. If y'all have any questions at all, please reach out. I mean, you can catch me at Patsy Jordan Tadlock on my Facebook page, YouTube channel, Patsy Tadlock. Please subscribe. You can get with Jordan at the... Sorry, there was someone turning around. It kind of scared me. There was you can get with Jordan on Instagram at Jordan Tadlock, and I think it's J_Tadlock, or at my Instagram page, which is Life to the Fullest, Patsy Tadlock. But thank you again. Prayers and blessings to everyone. Please enjoy this video. Peace, bro, and one love.
Peace, bro.
Does your little finger hurt when you poke your finger?
Yes, my little finger hurts, all of them.
And your goal for your sugar level is?
90.
We're just going to do a quick little interview on my Sugar Lips. Like I said, there was so much in the hospital that he didn't know and remember a lot. So even from Albuquerque and UMC. So the second part's a lot of UMC. So there's just going to be a few questions that I will ask him. I'm actually doing these today. These are super cute. These are $5, and all proceeds do go to medical bills and just overall helping us. But yeah, so let's get into it. How are you doing today, babe?
Good. Fantastic. It's our anniversary.
How do you feel about 1 whole year?
It's been awesome. It's been a long year. But we made it. So looking forward to another year.
I know. All right. How long did you sleep in a hospital bed, at the hospital and at home?
Well, what was it? 5 months in the hospital, 5.5 months or whatever, and then at home, your mom brought us that hospital bed of your granddad's. Thank you, Minnie. When was it?
Right
in
after
December?
Christmas.
Right after Christmas. And when I got home, the final time, I slept in that bed for what?
3 months or so?
A few months. Me and Patsy didn't sleep together in a bed until
For like 8, 9 months.
for like 9 months. So she helped me do everything, or you helped me do everything. Who am I talking to? Yeah, you had to help me bathe, and you know, the reason I slept in that bed so long is because my scar, or my stomach, you know, was cut open, so I got to where I slept like that, slept up, and couldn't lay flat. And then finally one day I was, you know, I kept reaching the goals I'd set for myself, and one day I finally said, you know, to hell with this bed, let's just start laying in the bed, and I did, and been there ever since.
How was it when you got home and you saw that not just did we have a hospital bed, but like the third bedroom was completely redone and set up for you, and then we actually moved all that into our bedroom and kind of set up our bedroom as like a little hospital room? How did you feel about all that?
Thankful, I guess, that we were able to situate the house to cater to what I needed at the time. And luckily we live in this house there was plenty of room to get around with the walker while I needed it. But it was nice. I wanted everything to get back to normal, and it finally did. It's finally normal, but it was all pretty rough.
What goals do you have going forward? You know, I've talked a lot about the faith and the strength that I have and what we together plan to do. What path or what goals do you have set for yourself as a husband, as a role model, as a stepfather, going forward, babe, on this whole journey?
That all boils down to being a better person. Just opened my eyes to all that. I feel more compassion now. I'm not saying I was a horrible person, but I'm just better now, and I want to continue to get better, and I want us to continue to help people. My door's open now to this new life, and I just want to grow old with you and be happy and help people along the way. you know, right now we're just breezing through life, enjoying it, waiting to see what God has planned for us, basically. I think it's all good things.
All right. You want to go ahead and hashtag your hashtag for this video before we end it? And
Hashtag everything. No, I do want to thank everybody for watching the videos. I hope you were inspired. It took a lot of hard work from a lot of people. We were able to go to Albuquerque and thank a lot of the people that, one doctor in particular that really gave me a lot of hope. At one time in my life, I thought that all was lost. I didn't think I would ever get out of a hospital bed. I thought I would die there in Albuquerque, but he told me that, you know, he gave me hope. I knew God was there. I just had to open my eyes and realize that it was going to take, you know, God's not just going to give you everything. You have to work for it. You have to be a better person. You have to pray hard, be courteous, be kind, be patient, just be a better human being. And if you can't, you know, at least try not to be an ass to everybody.
well, again, we appreciate everything. Continue to please share. We will put little different videos just along the way with this journey, because I mean, like he said, a year ago we were walking down the aisle and married, you know, and 6 days after that, I mean, we had a whole life change. So just continue to share. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. If not, look us up on Facebook, Patsy Jordan Tadlock. Peace, bro. One love.